Hello and welcome to Class Clown series. In this episode, first you will see a strong sample answer based on the latest Cambridge book, and then an important note at the end. Let's go! So, Ella, let's talk about reading. Did you have a favorite book when you were a child?
Yes, and I'm trying to remember the name. I think it was Sweet Valley High, which is such a silly book, but I was young, whatever, and I think that was the name. It was these two blonde girls that were twins, and they were like, whatever, cool or something, so that was my favorite book.
Okay. Can you tell us why?
I guess when you're young, you sometimes, I don't know if every girl is like this, but I really kind of looked up to teenagers, and I just thought they were so cool, and especially these girls, they seemed so beautiful, and you could see like the picture in the book, it looked like real people, so it made it very real to me, and just imagining what it would be like to be a teenager or something, it was fun.
I get it. How much reading do you do for your work or studies?
Reading that I do now for my work, very little actually. No, I don't read that much for work.
Okay.
Well, that's not true. It kind of depends. So I'm a teacher, so if I'm teaching stories, then I'll read a lot of stories, but it goes in waves. Yeah.
Okay. What kinds of books do you read for fun, for pleasure?
I like fiction. I don't know how to describe them, but I don't like science fiction or anything like that. So maybe historical fiction. Yeah, I'm not sure. I just like books often that are about different cultures and something that can give me some insight into different worlds.
Okay. Final question here in part one. Do you prefer to read a newspaper or a magazine online or to buy a copy?
I don't like reading the newspaper, but I guess online then, because for me it's not worth it to buy it because I don't really read, the newspaper or magazines.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, a city that I would love to visit is Beijing. I have read so many books about China, about their history and their culture and everything, and I'm just super, super fascinated with that country. So I would love to go there. And also, I recently married a Chinese guy, so there's extra interest for that reason. And he actually he's never been to China. So he's just ethnically Chinese. So it would be a really special trip to go there together. We would obviously have to go by plane because it's pretty far from Canada. So that's how we would get there. And I think we would just do a ton of sightseeing because I don't know, from the pictures and everything, it just seems to be a very historical city. There is just so much there, so much to see, like the Great Wall, the Forbidden City, and just amazing structures or buildings and just things that, we can't find anywhere else in the world. So that would definitely be where I would like to go next.
Thank you very much. So, Ella, part three, we want to be talking about visiting cities on holiday. Okay. What are the most interesting things to do while visiting cities on holiday?
Well, in my opinion, right? Because
Yes.
it's different for everybody. But I really just like sightseeing. I like, I'm not really into shopping. I'm not into adventures. That's not really something you can do in a city. But anyway, I just like, walking around, checking out buildings or whatever. And, well, very important is food as well. There has to be good food and I have to try it. And that's obviously a big, big thing whenever I travel. It's to try the food.
Why can it be expensive to visit cities on holiday?
It can be expensive. Well, multiple reasons, but one is just accommodation. If you don't have someone that you can stay with, or if you're not doing something that's a little bit more budget friendly, like couch surfing or something like that, you could be spending a lot of money on your hotel. And aside from that, I mean, the rest I think is it really depends, what you're doing. You can eat cheap, but maybe you want to go somewhere really fancy. Maybe you want to go see an expensive show. It kind of really depends what activities you want to do.
Mm-hmm. Do you think it is better to visit cities alone or in a group with friends?
I love traveling with people. I think it's way better. I don't know. I just love because afterwards, when you're with your friends, years go by and you can be like, oh, remember when we went to this place, and you have all these funny stories that you share, all these memories. So to me, it's a lot more special if I can travel and share that memory with somebody, even though I know that other people like to be on their own because they have more freedom and more independence. I totally get that. But no, I like to be with my friends.
Okay. Now let's talk about the growth of cities. Why have cities increased in size in recent years?
Well, more people, I guess, but it's also the need for work. Unfortunately, it's harder and harder to get jobs in small cities or in towns or rural areas. So more people need to move to the city in order to find in order to make a living and to survive, really.
What are the challenges created by ever-growing cities?
The challenges, I think it's just money is a big thing because when a city is overpopulated, rent can be really expensive, or purchasing a house or anything like that. So, and then everything is just more costly, really. Mm-hmm. Eating and public transportation can also be more expensive. So, I don't know, I guess it's kind of ironic because you go there because you want to earn money, but then you're also spending quite a lot.
Yeah. All right. Final question. In what ways do you think cities of the future will be different to cities of today?
What a great question. Mm-hmm. I don't know, but I think that more and more people are becoming attracted actually to rural areas or to smaller cities. I just get that feeling. People are getting increasingly tired of living in big cities. And of all the stress that comes with that. So I think that actually the big cities might become a little calmer or quieter, maybe, hopefully, and we might see, I don't know, people more evenly distributed in the world, in a country.
Yeah, I can see that. Brilliant. Thank you very much. That's the end of your IELTS speaking test.
Cool.
We hope you learned a thing or two from this sample answer by teacher Ella. As you might know, Cambridge books usually include 4 speaking tests, so we found it fitting to talk about the 4 components of the IELTS speaking test in each of these videos. Today, we want to focus on another criteria on which you're assessed: fluency. The most important thing to remember is to try to remain calm and speak smoothly without hesitation. This is not exactly an easy task, but you can always improve by listening to native speakers and trying to copy their pace of speech. Many students struggle with fluency because they focus too much on grammar and vocabulary. Try to create a balance between your fluency and your accuracy. Saying or is okay only if you do it infrequently. It's quite natural to use these fillers. Actually, they're recommended, as native speakers do this all the time. But remember not to overdo it. Finally, remember that you're not assessed on the quality of your responses. It is absolutely okay if you don't have the most sophisticated answer to a question, as long as you use appropriate sentence structures and don't have too many pauses when you speak. So, keep calm and speak fluently, my friends.